guys are looking for some cheap and reliable coins to get some packs, you know Team of the Season is going to be coming out soon, check out FIFAcoin.com. They've got a very fast Robo 2.0 system you can use. I'll have a link in the description down below. Use Fangs for a 5% discount. Hey guys, how's it going? It is Fangs, and welcome to a Q&A from Instagram I'm going to be doing on my channel today. I have yet to have a Q&A coming straight up from Instagram. I had you guys ask me some questions on this picture, which you can also see pop up on the screen right here. If you guys ever want to have a chance to ask me these, you guys need to follow me on Instagram. I'll have linked it in the description down below. I'm getting very close to 300,000 followers on there, so I would appreciate if you gave me a little bit of a follow. Now, there were 633 comments on it, which is a ton for one of my Instagram posts, so I tried to get through as many of them as I could. If I didn't get to your question, it might have been one I've answered in another Q&A, or possibly it just came after I made this video. I'm gonna do at least 11 or 12 on here, though. We're gonna get started right now with these questions. Let's do this, baby. By the way, the title of the video, the subject of the video, I'm sure you're gonna be wondering where that question is, and you're gonna have to find it somewhere in here. If you put in the comments down below where it's gonna be, just letting you know I'm gonna remove it. And I have answered this. I've actually gone into very big detail on this on my second channel, Fubi. If you wanna know what's going on with this in my daily life and how it ends up, Fubi is gonna be how you see that, because we talk about this on a daily basis. We are going through a process of it, so definitely check that out. I'll have a link to that in the description down below. Subscribe to Fubi. People say we look alike. I don't think we do, but do you? Well, there's only one way to find out. I'm gonna take a look at some of your pictures. You know what? I'll post a couple of these on here. Unless, are your eyes blue? Hold on, I can't tell on some of these. Are your eyes blue? You've got that freaking lay thing on. I can't, hold on. You do have blue eyes. I have brown. I think we have in common is we're both thin. We both have that long, straight blonde hair. Yours is a very similar color to mine. Yours is a little bit lighter. I feel like mine was like yours at your age, but there is a little bit of resemblance there. And you know, I'm actually pretty proud of that. I'm glad that I was able to look like you. I look like you. You don't look like me. I look like you. Would you rather see what was behind every closed door or be able to guess the combination of every safe on the first try? I didn't want to have any would you rathers, but this one kind of caught my attention. I think I'd want to know the combination to every safe in this moment, and that is just because then I could break into a ton of banks, which would already be the hardest part to do in the first place. But in my mind, I could break in, you know what? It'd be like that magic movie, you know, where they like send me in through the magic. I don't know what they do, but they like put something over me and then boom, boom, I'm in there and it's magic. And they'll be like, you know what she's good for? She knows the combination to every safe. And I get the bigger cut in the group as well, because I'm obviously the only reason they get the money, because I know the combination to the safe that has all the money. And then I could like, I'm not gonna become a huge criminal. It's just banks, because that's like big money, you know? That's where they can always have insurance and it'll put the money back into the bank. You know, they're always refilling and recycling. I never do that to a person, not at all. But I would like to know how to break every combination lock. I think that would be awesome. Do you support an NBA team? I actually do support an NBA team. I'm from Dallas, Fort Worth, more so Fort Worth. Dallas, not so much. If you're from Dallas, I've got nothing against you, but it's just a little too crowded and not my place to live. Wouldn't want to live there, but I am from Fort Worth, and in the middle of us we have, well, in Dallas actually, the Mavericks. They're in Dallas, the American Airlines Arena. I do root for them, cheer them on, whatever you want to call it. They are my team. I was on the Lady Mavericks when I was in my AAU teams. Love the Mavericks. They're great. Obviously not this year. They're not that great, but to me, they're great, and I was ecstatic whenever they freaking won the title. I was just, you know, cheering it on. I was outside of Academy to get my freaking title shirt. I ended up having to get one. It's way too small. I'm sure I could grab it. I'm not gonna go grab it now, but it's down in my clothes somewhere and it's too small, but I'll still wear it sometimes just because I want to rock it. And I've been with it through in and throughout. I'm a Mavericks fan. And then of course we have, you know, all the other teams here, Cowboys, all that kind of stuff. Those are more so in Arlington, but they still call them Dallas Cowboys even though their stadium is in Arlington. What are your favorite nail colors? The favorite nail color I like to get, I don't normally paint my nails, as you can see now. I had like a time throughout my videos where I was painting my nails like all the time, and I was doing all different kinds of colors, and at that time I was really enjoying like the sparkly, almost gray. I'm really bad with these girly terms, but with like the shimmering gray, like I don't know, for some reason gray, it just went with everything. It didn't matter what season it was. It was a lot of fun, but normally if it's summertime, I'm trying to match my tan, maybe make it pop a little bit. I love to get hot pink toenails, and I love to get hot pink nails, and I just love it. Whenever I was younger, I was a little out there. You know how you get those like French tips? All the girls in my school would get the French tips and be like the little fake nails that came off a little bit. I'd always make them hot pink French tips. Me and my friends would do that, and now that I look back on it, I'm like, wow, that did not look as good as I thought it did. If you get it done, I'm not saying it might not look good on you, but on me, looking back on it, I don't think that it looks that good. Will you either ever get a dog or get another cat? I'm not gonna get another dog or a cat, I don't think, until the end of Squirrel's time. Now I'm saying that. We've might end up getting a dog. A cat would be a stretch. She is not a fan of other cats, and she used to like my friend Ginny's cat. They like grew up together, or she grew up with her. Sweet Pea's like 8, Squirrel's almost 3. So they grew up together and they played together all the time, but as she's been away from Sweet Pea, now if Sweet Pea comes over to our house, she is just like mean to her. Like she'll attack her, won't let her get in her own litter box. If she tries to get in her litter box, oh my gosh, it is just not good. And she's always hissing. Any other cat, I've had 2 other cats come over, she hisses at them, she's mean to them. So she's got this like only cat syndrome, and you'd think it would go away after a few days, but even like with this Bella cat, she's been around her one time, I think for 4 days, and it was just still like she was attacking her own tail. She gets very anxious. So she doesn't like other cats. She thinks she's a human, I think, and she wants to play with humans. And then we brought a pit bull over one time. It was a very nice pit bull. It's the one you've probably seen in my Fubi videos if you follow Fubi. And he was just sitting there, you know, being happy-go-lucky, like, hey, it's a cat, hey, what's up, I got cat friends. And she was just plotting to want to kill him, and she would come around the corner and just start attacking his face, and he'd look up at his owner like, what do I do? Like, can I bite her? I don't even know. So she might be able to get used to a dog, but I feel like she's got this like only cat syndrome, only animal syndrome, where she wants to be the only animal. So I don't see myself getting another one, but you never know. You do a collab video with the Syphon again with some awesome football soccer challenges with bad forfeits if you lose, like Ice Bucket Challenge or Whipped Cream Smack Cam. So I'm actually going to the Syphon matchup, which this will probably answer another question that I'm pretty sure I saw for the future. I'm going to England next month for a week. I'm gonna be staying at the Syphon house, the main one that has like JJ, Josh, Simon, and Vic. I'm gonna stay at that one for a week, and I'll go to the Syphon charity matchup, and then hopefully maybe be able to hang out. I want to hang out more than anything, but maybe we'll get a chance. We'll probably make some videos then. I don't know if any of those forfeits and slapping him in the face with whipped cream is going to be a part of that, but I'll try to get as many in as I possibly can because I don't get a whole lot of time to be around them or see them, so it's also a time where I want to hang out with them and have a good time and just chill and stuff like that. So I'll try to get some videos in there. And right after that, we're going to Scotland for 2 days, where I'm probably gonna have like a place where I go eat, and if people want to show up and like hang out, maybe have a beer, or if they're a kid just want to like take a picture, anything like that, I'm gonna let them know that day. It's gonna be in Edinburgh. I can't say the dang city, I'm really bad. Edinburgh, I'm just gonna go, I think that's how you say it. I probably said it wrong, but we're gonna go there for 2 days and possibly stay in a castle, which should be freaking awesome. But yes, I will soon make some video with a Syphon. Who's your inspiration? I would have to say that my inspiration in life probably has always been my dad. And I don't know if that's like what it is for most people, their parent, but my dad came from Germany, and he moved here when he was like 7 or 8. And he came with his family. He's got 3 brothers and 2 sisters. One is not like a part of the main part of the family. He came later in life and is Hawaiian, lives in Hawaii forever. But so he's got 3 brothers, 2 sisters, and my oma, I'd say my oma should be part of it as well. My oma brought them over from Germany because my opa was in the United States Air Force and went and met my oma there. They ended up getting married, they had kids, and they went to North Carolina one time before my dad was born, but then went back to Germany, and he was just stationed there for a while. Finally came back here, moved to Killeen, and my opa decided to just be like deuces and left them here, and so they had to grow up kind of in poverty and I guess what would be considered like ghetto areas or whatever, and they didn't have a whole lot of money, they didn't have a lot for clothes or food or anything like that. But my dad went through that, lived through it, was happy, had a good childhood, ended up making like his own business or became an own businessman of himself, worked his way up through different industries, and he has always been a very successful guy, and I'm very proud of him for that. And so he went from having absolutely nothing to being able to provide a house for me whenever I was in school, which was a very good house, and being able to buy me a car and put me through college and pay for my wedding. And so his life has been a big inspiration of mine, and I think is kind of what led me into going. He did what he loves, like he had this pony business and he loved it, and I'm doing what I love at this point, almost in the same parts of our lives, so it kind of has led me in that direction and made me in a more positive path. So I would say my inspiration in life has been my dad. Who is your favorite player on FIFA 17 that you have played with? So for the longest time, my favorite player on FIFA was just the regular Sturridge card. Like something about him was amazing to me, and it still is. I'll still use him, but at this point in FIFA, I've moved him around a little bit. I had him at striker, but he's getting a little too slow up there. I now have him at center attacking mid. It's Ibrahimovic, and I have his like man of the match card that's one of those orange and blue. I'm so bad whenever it comes to like what card means what. I'm sure it's like an international man of the match or something like that. I have one of those cards, and he's 93 rated, and he is just amazing. Like, I love heading in the game. People say it's not a thing. You can't do heading in the game, but yet I still qualify for FUT Champions heading, and the whole time that I got my gold to my 23 wins was with heading when I did that. So obviously you can do it, and Ibra was one of the biggest reasons I could do it. So I've started to enjoy playing with him. I don't use him to his full potential. Obviously he's really good at long shots, and he's also really good at dribbling, but I don't do that much of that with him. I just use him for his height, his strength, and his ability to do headers. I don't know if it's really bouncing off his head or his big nose, but I love Ibra.
What's your favorite baseball team?
I guess I kind of brought this up a little bit with the Dallas Mavericks and them being my favorite basketball team. My favorite baseball team is obviously the Texas Rangers. And I went to Rangers games like at age 3 or 4 years old. I can remember going to them then. My dad got me this like signed, at that time it was Nolan Ryan who was the big deal. And I got this signed Nolan Ryan glove, which was like the freaking coolest thing ever. And I remember watching him. So the Rangers have always been my bag. We do a lot of Rangers stuff here. They're more of the, I guess, you'd say going to a baseball game would be boring, or you'd think, because watching it on TV is so boring. But if you go with a big group of people and you have a tailgate and then you go in and like you have some drinks and have a good time and try, they have so many crazy kinds of food at those places. I've done a vlog on it. Like it's like bacon on a stick, all kinds of crazy, like hot dogs this size, humongous hot dogs. That is a lot of fun. I enjoy the games. Texas Rangers games are awesome.
Are you going to the Syphon Match?
This was asked kind of earlier, and I kind of explained it. Yes, I'm going to the Syphon Match. I'll be there. A lot of people have been asking me like how are they going to be able to meet me, so on and so forth. And when I was at the last game, I tried really hard to take pictures with people, but the biggest problem is, you guys, when I took pictures with one person on the sideline, all these people would stampede down to take a picture, and they were running other kids over, and it was causing injury, which I do not want to see at all in there. So I came out afterwards and I took a lot of pictures and signed some stuff once it was done, because usually when they play the match, we go in the back and then we have this little like family after party for about an hour, and then we come outside to go home. So at that point, if I have time and you're like in that area, that's probably going to be the best time to do the meet and greet. I might get there before the match. Last time I was running very late. My airplane was late, and like our whole trip to get there was just a mess. So I was running late. I didn't get there until like 20 minutes into the match. So this time I'll be there probably beforehand. So maybe I'll get a chance to meet some of you guys then, but I will be there, and I will take a picture if you ask me if I see you, but not on the sideline. It cannot be on the sideline.
Are you pregnant?
So this is an interesting question, and to just start with answering it, no, I'm not. But I'm trying to be. So I decided probably in December, and this you would have got explained if you're on Fubi. You would know all of this by now because we've already talked about it, but a lot of you, about 70,000 of you probably that click on here, do not have Fubi, and you should subscribe to it because you'd be able to see the whole process of this. But I decided in December that I was gonna start trying, because obviously I'm getting up there in age. I'm 29 years old. I wanna have my first kids. I wanna have my kids done by the time I'm like 33 and only have 2. That's all I'd want if I can have any. And that's the biggest scare I have in my life right now. So I started in December, and then I realized that I had to stop even, I don't call it trying, we call it practicing, because you know, you gotta practice. But I decided to try, and I had to stop because I found out I was going to Africa, and when you go to Africa, Zambia, I'm sorry. People are always like, why do you say Africa? It's just easier. People understand Africa. Nobody really knows the like specifics of where Zambia is, so it's easy to say that. And people are like, well, nobody says you're going to Europe. I say that all the time. I'm always like, I'm either going to the UK or Europe. I don't say England or whatever else, but I guess people don't say I'm going to North America. So I get it. I understand why you're upset about it, but it's just something I'm used to saying. Anyway, so when I was in Zambia, I had to take malaria tablets. You can't get pregnant while taking malaria tablets, because if you do, your kids will probably have some kind of genetic defect, which you don't want them to have. So I stopped, didn't do anything like that. 3 weeks after that, I had to continue taking them just in case the malaria was deep in my system and was gonna try to get me sick. And so after those 3 weeks were done, then it was open game. So we could start practicing again, which was here in April. But first month practice was a failure. So I did not get pregnant in the first month of practicing. And apparently, I always thought, like, when you think about it, you think like, oh yeah, you know what? When people are 16 or 17, you know, they just have sex one time and then boom, here's a baby. It's not like that when you're trying. It's like almost 10 times harder because you guess you're thinking about it. You gotta hit, there's only like a 72-hour window where it can actually happen. And there's so many different things that go with it that is supposedly, like, it can take anywhere from 6 months to a year. So for now, I am not, but I am working on it. And if you watch Fubi, you'll know when it happens. You'll probably know when it happens on this channel, but you'll know like the leads up to when it could be happening, when it's happening, what's going on with it, the sonograms, every other bit of that. I will be putting that in my daily vlog. Those probably won't be on this channel, so don't forget to check out Fubi. But no, I'm not.
Hopefully it will be soon though.
What is your favorite thing about Doobie?
My favorite thing about Doobie would probably have to be his personality in general. He's like a very easygoing guy. I mean, I like everything about him, but my favorite thing, he's a very easygoing guy. He's funny, he's got a sense of humor, and he's like just as nerdy as I am. You wouldn't believe it. You don't get to see the behind the scenes of Fangs, but I can get pretty freaking nerdy. Like things get a little ugh. And he actually like likes that about me, which is hard to come by, and I like that about him. We have the same vibe. Like we make songs about Durdle and we sing to Durdle together at night. I don't know if you've seen that. Those are also on Fubi. The Durdle singing, we both are in sync on it. It's like we're together. So personality, sense of humor, pretty much just everything. You know what? Just everything.
What are some places you're visiting this year?
I've already been to Zambia. I've been to the Cayman Islands. I don't know if I went anywhere in January, but I feel like I did. So I've been around a little bit. I've been around the block, but I'm still got some places I'm gonna be going. Maybe this weekend, I'll probably be going to San Jose to go to the Silicon Valley Comic-Con. So that'll be one trip. I'm going to England and Scotland, which I've already told you about in May. The Cayman Islands, the Westin wants to possibly have me out there again in September, so that'll be another trip. In August, I'm going to Germany for Cologne. For the Gamescom, and I might be going to E3 in June. That's like a maybe there. So there's just like a lot of places that I'm gonna be going this year. I end up traveling, I feel like, once a month, and although that seems like a lot of fun, it can be kind of tiring and it takes a toll on your body. I don't know how actors and singers and stuff do it all the time. Obviously I need to get used to it, but it takes a toll on this old lady's body, and I end up like, after Michigan, I was in bed for like 2 days after that and struggling to make YouTube videos. So I'm gonna be traveling a lot. I got a lot of ideas. They'll probably, like, things come up last minute, so it'll probably be even more than that.
Where do you get those shirts?
You're talking about this shirt, which you probably wouldn't be because you didn't get it off that question. I got this one from the Josh, aka Zerka London store. He does this with his friend and business partner. They call him the Redmen, and they have this new brand out, or this new clothing line, which is pretty awesome. I love it. I'll have a link to the description down below if you want to check that out for these type of shirts. But the one I think you're probably talking about is the Zed Kit. I got it from a viewer in a P.O. box opening. I'm pretty sure you can order it online. I would just go on Google search and type in like Zed Kit for sale or something like that. I think you can order it online. I don't know, I haven't looked, but I know, I think Bateson had one, and I know he didn't get it sent to him by EA, so it's a huge possibility that you probably can order it online. Alright guys, so that is gonna be it for this Instagram Q&A for today. Thank you guys for so many questions. That was actually 10 times more interactive than my Twitter has ever been with questions. So you guys on Instagram are awesome. And if you are not on Instagram, you should start following me on there. Sometimes I do different cool things like giveaways, and other times I just take a bunch of pictures. A lot of pictures. When I'm on vacation, I take a ton of pictures, and you can see them all there. That's gonna be it for this video. If you guys did enjoy it, smash that thumbs up button. Until next time, see you guys later.